You're listening to Mix Off Air with Duffy Moon, Amber Kay, Camper Kyle, and Kelsey Lorenz. And now, you probably don't care, but...
Hey, it's been a minute.
Hey,
yeah, how's it going?
guys.
Wow, this is kind of cool.
Yeah.
Mix Off Air podcast. We got Kelsey Lorenz. Well, you heard the guy. You know who else here. Duffy Moon's not here right now. What are we talking about?
So I've found a few different stories of kind of things you didn't know or probably didn't know that I just thought were kind of interesting.
Okay.
So I thought it'd be a little educational podcast.
Oh, but you don't care. You probably don't care.
But you
though.
probably don't care.
Right.
But this is one of those things when you're, hanging out, you're like, hey, did you know? Or, just when there's a lull in conversation, maybe.
Yeah.
Oh, perfect.
Okay, so Popeye, Popeye the sailor.
Yep. Did he do that? Sorry.
I think so.
I have no idea.
I don't know.
Yeah, I don't remember.
But he really existed. So his real name was Frank Rocky Feigl.
Wow.
He was born in 1868 in Poland, and he was a retired sailor who was contracted by Wybush's Tavern in the city of Chester, Illinois, to clean and maintain order. So he had a reputation to always be involved in fighting. So, because he was always involved in fighting, he had a deformed eye, which they called a pop eye.
I get it. And you sent us a picture of him.
Yes,
Wowzers.
it looks exactly like the cartoon.
Wowzers.
You would think that the scrunched up face was exaggerated by it being a cartoon, but it's not. That's actually how his face was. Yeah. So it said he always smoked a pipe. Yeah. So he spoke only with one side of his mouth because he always had the pipe in, just like the cartoon. And he loved to be around children. No comment.
Yeah.
It said there is no accounting of his imaginary adventures, which boasts about the exploits of his physical strength, ensuring he never lost a fight. So I guess he would hang out with kids and he would tell them all these crazy stories and how he was, never lost a fight and all of this. And so the author of the cartoon of Popeye was also born in Chester and met Frank.
He was one of the kids.
Whenever he was young.
Oh, cool.
And he would listen to the stories. And so years later honored him with the character Popeye the Sailor Man.
Dude.
Olive Oil also existed. Her real name was Dora Pascal. And she owned a grocery store in Chester, and they said she dressed exactly like the Olive Oil character did, and the author of it kept in touch with Frank, the original Popeye, and would help him out with money and stuff. And then Frank and Popeye also carried some inherent features like courage, chivalry, and virility. And so on his tombstone it says inspiration for Popeye the Sailor Man.
Wow.
He died in 1947.
Cool.
So he was 79, right? 1868 to 1947.
Which is really good for that time period. I want to see a picture of his forearms.
I know.
Because Popeye has some serious... So my sister, Sim's got some serious forearm muscles. She grabs me and I'm down for the count. It's she just grip strength.
You guys wrestle or something?
She's got a strong grip strength.
Strong grip strength. I swear she sits in bed at night.
You know that little thing and you squeeze
the
it.
hand cramps thingies.
And you make
I
your
bet you she does
stronger.
it with both hands. She just sits there.
Simultaneously. She does two in one hand.
Thinking of ways how to take me down with one grip. Oh my gosh. It hurts.
Yeah.
I always call her Popeye because of it.
Grip, huh?
Yeah. And then we'll go rock climbing. Well, we don't. We went once. But she used to, would
Wouldn't
sit
even
there.
use her feet. She would just...
Yeah, man. She didn't. She just used that grip strength and those
scurry
forearms.
up like a monkey.
She's a freak. It's crazy, man.
Not to detract from that, but I'm curious about the spinach thing. Did you address the spinach?
No, they didn't say anything about spinach. And I also, what I found interesting was it said that he would help him with money. Well, heck yeah, he better help him with money. So think about all of the merchandising, the cartoon, all of that stuff that's out there, and this guy didn't have rights to any of it. So his kids, if he had kids, they should have royalties on that. So that it was kind of, I guess maybe laws back then were different, which you wouldn't think so because Disney trademarked Mickey Mouse and Disney did Snow White in the 30s.
Whoa.
Back in the 30s, and so that should have been, but maybe he didn't know. I don't know.
Yeah.
Maybe there's I don't know. That just sounded kind of messed up to me. And I was like, well, yeah, that was nice of him to help him out with money. And then another kind of weird thing. So Mountain Dew. In the 1940s, 2 men in Tennessee created Mountain Dew. It was originally a slang term for bootleg whiskey.
Okay.
And so it was deemed a perfect name for the new soft drink, which was originally intended as a whiskey mixer.
Yeah, and not very far off because the amount of sugar in that Mountain Dew, holy crapola.
I would think Mountain Dew and whiskey would taste horrible together.
So I'm thinking like of 7-Up and Seagram's, like a Seagram 7. And
yeah,
that's kind
7 on 7, I had to look that up.
But I don't know.
Yeah.
7, like
Mountain
Dew is...
like my husband loves the Moscow Mules, and that's like whiskey and ginger beer.
Yeah,
really?
Ginger beer.
Yeah, but ginger beer is non-alcoholic. It's like ginger ale,
right.
you know?
Yeah.
It's not ginger ale, but it's like that.
Yeah.
But yeah, and I didn't know Mountain Dew was a slang term for bootleg whiskey.
It makes sense.
Because they're making it up in the mountains. It's Mountain Dew. Like that's cute.
You just got that.
No. Did you know?
Oh.
Did you know? This is a side thought to what you just said, but did you know that that's how NASCAR was started? I might have brought this up before.
Back in the day,
it was. So what happened is back in Prohibition, these guys, the bootleggers, would like soup up their cars, and so they would to outrun the cops.
Yeah.
And so they would take these out racing, and that's how NASCAR began. Is these bootleggers racing cars around.
And it's still
that
the
would
same
explain
people.
why everybody drinks at NASCAR.
Yeah, it's like it's
complete sense.
Yeah, goes
totally.
way back in the culture. Yeah. I'm never gonna look at Mountain Dew the same.
Yeah.
No, I'm not a big fan of Mountain Dew. It's just
I love it. Back whenever
really?
I didn't worry about like my weight and stuff,
right?
Like I would drink Mountain Dew all the time.
That was me and Big Red. Ooh,
Ew.
man,
Ew,
I loved Big Red.
Ugh. I drank that and immediately returned it. Not gonna lie, I didn't return it because
I drank that when I was like a little kid.
Oh, it's like bubble gum. It's like bubblegum soda. That's what
good.
Well, when you find out it's just sugar,
yeah,
it's just like maybe not.
Mountain Dew. Is it up in the Catskill Mountains? It's huge there. I think this is where it was, and maybe it's because of the bootlegging stuff.
Yeah.
But these people, they're very like poor.
Yeah.
And they drink so much Mountain Dew. And I saw this documentary on this dentist that volunteers to go there because all of their teeth is so rotted out.
Oh my gosh.
And so he goes, he volunteers and does like dental work and all of that and goes up there. But it's so bad. But it was showing it's like this Mountain Dew culture.
Really?
Like that is like all they drink, and like from a young age, like it's just Mountain Dew. It's weird. It's like how the British drink tea.
Yeah.
There you go.
This particular
this is theirs.
Yeah, this particular community is like huge on Mountain Dew.
Wow.
But maybe that's where it was made or something.
Wow.
You know,
Yeah,
I don't know. And then this last thing, this is just gross, so I have to share it.
Okay.
What is that condition where if you see a group of holes, you'll have like a panic attack?
Oh, I know what you're talking
That's a
about.
thing?
It's like a phobia kind of deal.
Yeah,
Like
Carrie, who used to do news here,
Yeah.
she has that.
really?
Yeah, because we
Wow.
caused her to have a panic attack one time on accident.
Oh my gosh.
Whoa. So wait, so if you
We
like,
sent a picture over and didn't know, and her husband like messaged her. She's like, "So Carrie's having a panic attack."
It's called trypophobia.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
like, hold
And
on,
it's an an aversion to the sight of irregular patterns or cluster of small holes or bumps. Wow.
Yeah,
there's
so
like,
the picture we sent her, it was all these ticks that were on this dog. So it was this cluster of just ticks, and it messed her up bad.
wow.
Weird.
But yeah, so
Okay.
holes, any kind of holes.
Yeah.
And so that's what reminded me there's this cheese. It's Casu Marzu. It's a Sardinian cheese. And the picture of it has all these tiny little holes. Now, I'm not set off by that. I don't have that. But it's what's coming out of these holes.
Oh no, I don't. Oh, so Kelsey's going. Yeah.
So this particular type of cheese contains live maggots. No, listen up. The maggots so they're in all the holes, right?
Oh, man.
They can jump up to 5 inches.
What?
Out of the cheese while you're eating it. Like they're supposed to be there
Oh.
while you're eating it. So they say that when you're eating it, you're supposed to kind of shield it with your hand.
Yeah, 'cause you
to
want-
stop them from jumping into your eyes.
What is wrong with people?
Why would you eat that?
It's for the jump it out in nature. Are you okay, Kyle? Oh my gosh, I really think you might throw up. I haven't seen you make that face in a while,
Kyle
man.
pushed his microphone aside and is
like he's not even
bent over the countertop.
It's bad. I was already kind of nauseous this morning for something I ate
But
last
and
night.
they look like so like you know when you like say you squeeze something and like a string of pus comes out.
Oh!
That's what it looks like.
Dude.
There's these holes and these little things are coming out, and that's what it looks like.
If I had that cheese, I would probably have to sit there and like
have you seen that toy you can get?
Yes, where you just sit there and
You squeeze it, and then you can refill it.
Ew! I didn't know that.
It comes with the stuff, like the puzzy stuff, and you put it in there, and you can refill it, and then you can squirt it out.
I honestly should probably do that.
I can't stand any of that. Like Dr. Pimple Popper, I cannot watch that show, and my kids love it.
I'm obsessed.
It makes me angry. Like if they have it on, like I'll be in the other room, like you need to turn that off. Like,
I can't.
If I'm in the house, you are not allowed to watch that. And then one day though, it came on and I started watching it, and they were cutting. This lady had all these big, huge, like knots under her skin,
and it's just juicy.
And they would cut. They would do a slit, and then they would squeeze them out, and they were like, think of it kind of like a mushy rock.
Yeah.
And they pulled out like 70 of them out of her arms. Gosh. And they had to sew up all these little things.
See, that's what I can sit and watch. Like, I love popping pimples, love it, but I can't when they have to cut your skin.
Yeah.
I don't like watching that part.
Some of them that came out were like the size of like, I don't know, maybe like almost a golf ball. Like some of them were big, some of them were tiny, some of them were big, and they laid them all. They laid them all out on a tray, and then they're bloody too.
Gosh.
Oh, it was so gross.
Well, did you know that because the main cause of trypophobia is, according to one of the most popular theories, it's an evolutionary response to things that are associated with disease or danger. So that makes sense with like maggots, ticks.
Yeah. Well, the new iPhone that had the 3 lenses for the camera, people were commenting. They're like, this is setting off my trypophobia or whatever it is. Because it was like a cluster.
Dude, a cluster of anything. A cluster of pimples. It's my dream. I love it, man.
I'm going to get you that toy.
You should.
That's so gross.
Maverick's face hasn't looked better in years because of me.
Oh, stop.
What?
Stop.
Take care of it.
Stop.
He's just got some enlarged pores.
I'm turning off her microphone right now. Oh my gosh.
I don't know if what's worse, that or jumping maggots.
I want to play with both. I just want to squeeze them out, man.
If y'all haven't noticed, we just are trying to get Kyle to vomit.
Well, I was doing good.
So close.
I actually turned around and like had to focus on the commercials.
You were done with this.
Because I was like, I have to breathe.
That's why we were getting into all that. There is a new show though that is free. So Cooper, who also works here, he has a phobia of feet.
Yeah.
And I think it's because he's 6'10" and he's so far from feet.
He's not used
to it. They freak him out. But yeah, I can get him to cower in the corner if I just chase him with my feet. But there's a new show out that I think it's from the creators of the Pimple Popper, same channel, and it's about foot issues, like the podiatrist and the stuff that they show.
This is a little weird and gross, but usually I can sit and watch videos of pimple popping and all that. My new thing though is so gross. I'm sorry, but ingrown toenails, man, where they have to like literally they put a thing around your foot and then they just scrape into it and just.
Okay, thanks for that sound effect. That was nice.
It's nasty.
You know what's weird is I could have this whole conversation again under certain circumstances, and I would be just fine. There are just times where sometimes, like the maggot thing. Oh my gosh!
Like jumping into your eyes.
Dude,
that's actually not so bad. It was just
it's because you get eye worms. Have you ever seen those?
Yeah.
So
and then they populate, man.
Okay. All
right. You have like flies coming out of your eyeballs.
That kitten I rescued had a maggot fall out of its mouth, and I was like, oh my god! So I took it to the vet, and it had like half its mouth was missing because I picked it up.
This is like
every time I told you this story.
Every time you tell this story, every time she tells the story, there's like a new developing.
Yeah, I didn't hear the missing part of the mouth.
No, you should see the pictures.
No,
I'm like on the highway and I see this little kitten run across, and so I'm like, oh, so I go to pick it up. Well, I think someone threw it out of the car and its face hit the pavement and it wiped off like half its mouth. And so like the lips were gone.
See, now I'm sad and disgusted.
Yeah. Well, so what the doctor said was that flies probably got on it because it was injured, and then they lay their eggs in there, and then so it was throwing up maggots. That's when I got rid of it.
Back in the day, though.
Good choices. Good choices.
You would use maggots though to clean out your wounds.
Okay, so
Kyle.
Yeah, they do.
So
I
save
saw that
some for
on
you, buddy.
Outlander, right?
Yeah, they were trying to look for maggots to clean
the wounds because it'll eat the dead flesh.
Yep.
It'll eat the infected flesh.
Yep.
I wonder if that would help with corona.
I wonder, but why are they?
Okay, I have to stop. I'm going to throw up. This is fascinating. Thanks, guys, for that.
You're welcome.
Mix Off Air podcast. You can catch us every weekday. Mix 107.5. Oh.